Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, I'm afraid it's time we had a bit of a chat about the Ultra Premium Collection, because you see, ladies and gentlemen, the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection has gone, to put it bluntly, it's gone and gotten a little bit silly. And it's the kind of thing we probably need to have a little bit of a chat about. Although I do, as we get going here, need to give a massive, massive, massive shout out. Because you see, the lovely Andrea Sombos, and I'm sorry for butchering your name there, I believe has actually hooked me up and managed to get hold of one of these on my behalf and sending it out to me and all of that. And oh my goodness, I am extremely grateful. That is one awesome, awesome person. I hope you've all been able to get hold of them if you've been trying, because unfortunately the whole point of this having a video, if everybody was able to go and just walk into their store, pick up an Ultra Premium Collection at recommended retail price or MSRP in the US, I wouldn't have anything to talk about here. So the fact that I do have something to talk about unfortunately tells you that this has not gone, I think it's fair to say, quite as well as we might have hoped. So the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. You see, the thing is, this is one of the coolest, weirdest, most expansive Pokemon products we've ever seen. And I do legitimately believe it is one of the best we have ever actually seen in terms of product. It is absolutely amazing. The thing is, if we look at the components inside, it's a little bit silly. It's got 2 gold cards, those being Pikachu and Ultra Ball. And it's got 2 metal cards, and these are essentially metal reprints of the base set Pikachu and base set Charizard. And then it's got a whole bunch of other stuff and packs and all of that, and it's lovely. But really, the main draw of the product, and you know, it's got a Charizard pin and all of that, but the main draw of the product is the 2 gold cards and the 2 metal cards, because everything else, you know, the box it comes in is awesome, and the Charizard pin is lovely, and it's nice getting a bunch of packs, but pretty much everything else can be replicated easily enough in some other product. But these gold cards and these metal cards, these are brand new things which are only found in here, and they are very, very, very cool indeed. So then the question becomes, well, alright, what's this actually supposed to be selling for? And the answer is that in the US it retails for $120, and in the UK it retails for £150. And I've made this point before, that's actually not great if you're living in the UK, because £150 equates to $205, roughly, I've rounded a little bit, and clearly that's quite a bit more than $120. But as I explained in a previous video, this is almost certainly made and assembled in the US and shipped as a complete product, which brings in a whole bunch of extra costs, and I know we are paying a lot more, but actually, it's understandable and fair, and I have no complaints. So now we've got to ask the question of, well, hang on a second then, how much is it selling for? Well, if I go on eBay right now, about $500. There is one which is being bid, and there's 8 hours left, and it's at $481.93, and there are 2 which are buy it now for up about $490. And if it was $480, that would be 4 times recommended retail price. So this is clearly, well, I mean, I started off by saying it's getting ridiculous. It is getting ridiculous. Well, what's he? I hear you shout. That's just how much they're being listed for, although one clearly had bids on it. How much are they selling for? Well, there were 3 listings from early this morning as I record this, and they sold for $430, $420, and $400. So, okay, the $490 buy it now seem like they're a little bit overpriced, but then again, there's one with bids on which is selling, and they were selling for $400 yesterday, and the fact of the matter is, as I'm looking down the eBay listings at the moment, that there aren't any for $400. There's some being bid, but if you want to buy it now, unfortunately, it's not looking ideal, I think is fair to say. It has absolutely exploded in price, and honestly, right now, as horrible and depressing as this is, $400 is about a good price if you're trying to buy this on the secondary market, which is not ideal. And the sad thing is that over in the UK, it's not looking a huge amount better. If we go and search for ones we can buy right now, we've got a couple that are being bid at about £350 with time left, although to be fair, one's only got 10 hours left, and one's got 8 hours left. And there's one you can buy now for £425. Although you've got to remember the currency conversion, £425 actually equates to $585. So it's not much better in the UK. It's actually worse. It is honestly, well, it's a little bit ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit ridiculous. Again, those aren't sold prices, so if we head off and see what people are actually paying for it, unfortunately, the last two solds were $370 and $360, which admittedly is better, but it's still hugely expensive, and let's face it, it's not the amount of money we ideally want to pay. And the worst part is the components. Well, it's all the worst part. It's kind of rubbish, honestly. But let's say, for argument's sake, I want to buy the metal cards. I want to buy the Pikachu and Charizard metal cards. Well, according to the last solds in the UK, I can pick up the pair of them for £215. Again, the RRP of the box is £150 in the UK. And I can pick up the Charizard on its own for somewhere in the region of $130. Which means I can buy the box, sell the Charizard, keep the packs, keep the Pikachu, keep the 2 gold cards, and I've just about broken even. And that is what sucks here, because there are people who are out there going, you know what, I don't really want the box. The Charizard is good enough. Just give me the metal Charizard, and surely that's going to be a little bit cheaper. And the answer is no. No, it's not, unfortunately. If we look at the last couple of solds over in the US, we got a pair of them having gone for $240, and we got the Charizard selling for somewhere in the region of $200. Again, the RRP for the box, or the MSRP, I think you lovely American folks say it, is $120. So it's not just that the price of the box has gotten ridiculous, it's that the price of components has gotten ridiculous. I'm not going to go through all of them and go repeating myself. I think I've made my point with the Charizard. Now at this stage there are a couple of other questions that need to be asked. One of them is, well, Wassy, do you still have a problem with shops selling for above MSRP, given what you've just shown us of the secondary market? Yes! I still have a huge problem with shops that are buying from distributors who would make a nice tidy profit selling for RRP, selling for 3 or 4 times RRP. It is massively disrespectful to your player base, to your regular customers, and I'm just going to put it bluntly, good shops don't do it unless they have to. But again, like I say every single time, make sure you talk to your local game store if you think they're charging too much. There may be a very good reason. I did a video about this. I'll link it in the description. Don't make assumptions before you've talked to your local game store. Some of them have raised the price because they've had to, because their distributors have raised the price, or for various other good reasons. Talk to them first, please. But as soon as they use the phrase market price, that is code for, you know what, mate, we can charge more, so we're going to. At the end of the day, shops are buying from distributors at wholesale price. If they are selling for multiple times RRP, they are just making extra profit off of their customers because they think they can. That is not a good way to treat your customers. And if you're worried about scalpers buying them and reselling them, good news, you own the shop. You can stop that happening. But I think it's fair to say this has gotten out of hand in a way that I can't remember even in the last couple of years when the Pokemon TCG has gone a bit nutty. I can't really remember this level for a particular product. So then we end up with what is really the final question, which is, well, Wassy, surely there's going to be reprints, and the answer is, I'm not sure. And I don't work for the Pokemon company, right? I don't have any insider information. All I can tell you is this. There might be extra stock that comes into stores, but I would be genuinely stunned if more of these were made. Because the fact of the matter is, and again, I've taught business professionally for many, many years at this stage, and products like this are not designed to be mass market products which are taking up store shelves that everybody can buy. They are priced at $120 in the US and £150 in the UK. Again, for trading card game products, this is an extremely expensive, hyper-premium product. It prices a lot of people out. There are a lot of people out there that want this box that won't buy it at the recommended retail price because that alone is just too much money to justify spending on what is a box of cards. And we all know the last couple of years have not been phenomenal economically, so this is the kind of premium product which prices people out. And that's not a bad thing, because companies make these kind of premium products. I don't say that as a negative in any way, shape or form. I'm just saying it's a very premium product, and the very premium products don't tend to be printed loads because the market for them is generally a little bit smaller. But you can also look at the components and the metal cards. I mean, Pokemon don't make metal cards, so making those metal cards is a real pain. It's probably not particularly cheap. It's probably not particularly easy. Then you've got the box, which is completely and utterly unique, and they don't use it for other products, so you've got to make that. And then, like I've said, the fact that it costs more in the UK than it does in the US tells me that it is probably, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just reading between the lines, using my business knowledge, it's probably constructed in the US and shipped over. Which means even if more were made, getting them to countries outside the US would take time and money, and it's just too awkward. You either do it by plane, and then it's way too expensive, or you do it by boat and they don't turn up for months and it's not really worth doing, because by that point Celebrations is over and they've moved on to the next set. And this is kind of my point. From a business standpoint, reprinting these doesn't make much sense. And I know there are a bunch of you out there who are thinking, well, hang on a second, Wassy. If they are selling out this quickly and reaching the secondary market and selling for this much, surely it is worth printing more of them. And the answer is that as awkward as they would be, the logistical issues involved in printing them, and the fact of the matter is there are not actually that many people out there that are after this product. It's just that it sold out so quickly that all the people that didn't get it are now scrambling to get it. The amount of people that are going to buy this is nothing like the amount of people that are going to buy your $10 and $20 products, because those are sold to random kids who walk into shops and go, hey mummy, you can have a free pack blister. Whereas this is a very premium, very expensive product bought by the big Pokemon nerds like you and I. So I don't have much of a conclusion for you here. This is more just a discussion on how it's gotten a bit nutty. It has risen well above RRP in terms of resale, and it is generally selling for, in the UK, 3 times RRP, and in the US about 4 times. But again, the US is cheaper, so it does kind of make sense. And it might be restocked. I don't know if it's going to be restocked. There is absolutely a chance it does get restocked. There might be more of them out there, but I feel confident that it's not going to end up being reprinted. And even the individual components, that metal Charizard is selling for as much as or more than the box. And I wish I had a conclusion for you here, and I don't. It's a very expensive product, and if you haven't got hold of one yet, it is getting more and more hard to do so. There is every possibility that more get restocked, but again, I feel very confident that we're not going to end up seeing a reprint, and I would love to be wrong. I would adore if somebody could prove me wrong, but unfortunately, I don't think that's terribly likely. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I know that's not the conclusion most of you wanted watching this video, and I'm very sorry, but that is my discussion on it, what's happened, why it's happened, and the best I can tell you. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if you've been lucky enough to get hold of an Ultra Premium collection. And I think today, maybe more than ever, I do ask you please to be nice. Go nuts, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.